remember when I met Tim Johnson for the first time. He was a gruff, intense person. And he said, oh, I'm definitely going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. But I don't use credit cards. I'm going to wire you the money. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, he'll wire me the money. Well, he wired me the money. And then we did our consultation for Celebrity Launchpad. And I said, so tell me about yourself. And he said, well, I'm just a real estate guy who got rich because I'm so cheap. I said, you're the king of cheap. Write a book called How to Get Rich by Being Cheap. And he did. He had some VAs write his book. Next thing I know, I got a book, 300-page book. Not that it had any page numbers in it, but I'm just thinking, it was thick. The guy takes action. He's a graduate of Celebrity Launchpad. He's done 24 television appearances, local, national, all around the country. He's what I call a charisma celebrity. There's just something about his charisma, and I think you're going to understand what I mean when you see him speak. Please welcome my good friend, my brother, Tim Johnson.
I am the king of cheap. All right. Can I share a story with everyone?
Yes.
All right. So I made a promise to a bunch of people in this audience that I would share a story. Okay? Imagine at 6 years old, you come to find out that your dad's a serial killer. Killed 6 people in a steakhouse and decided to kill a family at Christmas Eve. Right? A lot of foster homes later, my sister decided to get pregnant at 13, which made my life very, very rough. Okay? At 16, one of my best friends shot his dad in the face, which caused a lot of problems. Okay? At that point, I decided to join the carnivals. How many would love to learn how to just go have fun at the carnivals, right? Right? Every time I turned around, my friends were crazy. They were shooting people, right? They were getting arrested for drugs. We were hit by the SWAT team 7 times in high school. Right? I went in the military, decided that I wanted to play chicken, so I decided to put cigars on my arm because I didn't feel pain. Okay? What I want to talk to you about today is called status. Okay? The reason that we're at this event is all about what our status is. Okay? Imagine having 33 sisters in 14 foster homes. Imagine that. Right? And how many of you, I was raped repeatedly 150 times between the ages 6 and 9 at one of my very first foster homes. Okay? But that was a gift. How many of you understand that when you elevate your status, right, that story that's inside of you is bleeding to come out? Elevating your status is not just about what you do, it's a story that you tell. I understand. Think about that. Right? I understand when women have been battered. I understand when kids have been hurt and abused. Right? So when I was 17 years old, I decided to hang around a lot of Vietnam vets, and they decided to tell me crazy stories about the wildest things that went on during Vietnam. Imagine that story, right? And I get up and I said, well, I'm not as fucked up as any of y'all, excuse my French, right? I had an epiphany. What I want to talk to you about, your net worth is your network, right? The people that you surround yourself with every single day is what's going to make you successful. Okay, let's talk about that. I'm the king of cheap. I've been on 24 TV stations. I've been in Nigeria, right? Go to the Philippines. How many in here think they have problems in their life? How many of you walk 7 miles for a glass of water? Have no clean water, don't have food? Think about that, right? What I'm challenging you today, and the reason that Clint is my brother is I decided to elevate my status. I decided to get on TV and tell my story. I decided to hang around a different type of people, okay? I didn't care that people had problems. How many in this room know me personally that I've changed their life just by giving them a message? The difference is, right? A lot of people call me the bounty hunter of bullshit, right? I don't know why. It just, I get right to the problem. Here's the thing. We don't have problems, guys. If you elevate your status, right? I get the wonderful, how many of you would like to spend 12 days with Clint right? In an all-inclusive place, just to have a blast with him. How many of you think that's worth? Yeah, I think most of you should raise your hands because you've been on TV like 100 times. Okay? But what I'm challenging you today, you're in a room with a lot of people that have stories. Be vulnerable. Clint's told you that at VI speaker training. He's told you that at Harvard. Share your story with people. That's what's going to change the world. A good friend of mine, we always ask, how does your message change the world? How do you show up? You know, just so you know that every person that does this event that's sponsored are my friends. These are the people that I cruise with. These are the people that I go on vacation with, right? After all that journey, listen, I was in carnivals. I was in the Army, decided to go crazy stuff. One day it just hit me. I wanted to change my status, right? Why do you think he calls it Status Factory? I get to hang people around like Clint, people like Mike Lewis, right? Understand that you are not the best at what you do is why I wrote the book Wholesale, right? Living a wholesale life in a retail world. Drop the ego, guys. Understand that compassion, when you serve people, right? That's what's going to make you show up better in the world. Does that make sense? And trust me, when you get out there and raise your status and raise the bar to the people that surround yourself with, I promise you two things will happen. You will make more money, and you will strategically start to partnership and align yourself with people that are like you, right? I married an amazing woman, right, that raised my status, hung around different people that raised my status, right? If there's anything that I can do to help anybody in this room raise your status, if you guys want to get a hold of me, all you have to do is type the word cheap to 72,000. Right? Just that easy. So I challenge you today. I want to know at least two people that you take away with this event that makes your next $1 million. Because you know what? When I met my brother, we make a lot of money together. Thanks, brother.